Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show today. Happy Wednesday to you all. Today, we got some movie news I didn't go over yesterday. And actually, good thing for me that not too much came out yesterday. So, a lot of yesterday's topics that I wanted to talk about, I can talk about today. And so, with that, let's go ahead and get right onto it. As I said, hello, happy Wednesday. I hope you guys are having a good day. We got a lot of movie news here, a lot of DC news, man. I think up until like probably a month after release of Superman, there's going to be so many DC details, and I'm going to get into that. We got a nice big segment full of stuff James Gunn said, stuff that the Superman cast has said, some Matt Reeves stuff about Batman, etc. So with that though, I'm not going to start with that. It'll be more so in the it'll be second up, like second to fourth in our topics today. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with this. Not all new actors. Pirates of the Caribbean 6 cast returning or tease members by franchise producer. Let me move this up. So with that, this is basically Jerry Bruckheimer saying that hey, we want to do pirates, but it might be new and some returners. I know there was talk a long time ago, like what 4 years, 3 4 years ago now, that Margot Robbie was going to lead a Pirates of the Caribbean team. It was going to be like an all female team or whatever. I'll tell you what, I don't mind Margot Robbie out in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but let's not make it an all female team. Let's get away from that. Let's actually have a good variety like there was in the movies. Zoe Saldana made her, I would say, made her fame from Pirates of the Caribbean. That was like one of the first things she was in when she was younger, and they had, obviously it was more male dominated, but as it should be. There's not a lot of female pirates out there, even in the real world today. So, but with that, I wouldn't mind seeing more females in there, especially good old Margot Robbie. But he doesn't even mention her in this article, so let's go ahead and see what he says. Pirates of the Caribbean franchise producer Jared Bruckheimer teases returning cast members in the upcoming sixth installment. What I'm going to assume is that that's going to be, I forget the guy's name, the bigger guy that was good friends with Jack Sparrow, and then the little guy, maybe Barbosa, but he's getting up there in age, so I'm not too sure. The project has been in development since the Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Men Tell No Tales was in the works. In the light of Amber Heard's abuse allegations, Disney dropped the lead star Johnny Depp from the franchise. During Depp's defamation trial against Heard, the Jack Sparrow star expressed that he had no interest in returning. Yeah, I wouldn't want to return either, but everybody has a price, so we shall see. In an interview with Screen Rant, they asked Jerry Bruckheimer about Pirates of the Caribbean 6. How about National Treasure 3? Let's stop worrying about Pirates 6 and get National Treasure 3. Come on, guys. And the sequel's current status, the franchise producer revealed that they are still working on the script, which will be a new take but won't be a brand new cast. Bruckheimer confirmed that some members will return. Check out the comments below. We're working on a screenplay. Hopefully, we'll get it right and then we'll make it. We really want to make it, and that's for sure. A continuation or something new. It'll be a new take, and new actors. Well, not all new actors will have some back. Okay, I'm not going to tell you which ones. You'll have to guess. So, I mean, I would assume also Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley. They're not doing too much today. Keira Knightley was doing all those indie projects for a while, but she hasn't been in much recently. Orlando Bloom has a new Amazon Prime movie coming out with oh man, Bryce Dallas Howard and the guy that plays Nate, I think from Ted Lasso. But again, they're not doing much, so they'll probably want to come back. What do these comments mean for Pirates of the Caribbean 6? It means that it's going to be years still. I would like to see Henry Turner, Brenton Thwaites come back, and the Barbosa girl. Oh man, what else is she in? She's in the Maze Runner franchise. I'd like to see them come back. I like both them, and I think they kind of fit in well with that pirates, I guess, theme of a movie. And so I would like to see that. Of course, I would like to see Johnny Depp come back as well. But like the last few have been like this is from Dead Men Tell No Tales. The last few have just been like eh. The third one's way too long. The fourth one is okay, and then the fifth one just it would look promising. And then you had the return of Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley, and one was in the very beginning of the movie, and then the other was at the post credit scene of the movie. So that kind of sucked. But the curse has been lifted for Will Turner. So let's get Orlando Bloom back in there. Let's get his family together and have his family be the lead with little Barbosa girl here. So I would like that. It's been a while since I watched all of them. Maybe I'll do a little like marathon run of it later on this year or sometime. But they're all enjoyable, but just the first two are my definite favorite. I love Dead Man's Chest. A lot of people don't like that one. I love that one. But so with that, Pirates of the Caribbean 6, do you think Johnny Depp will return? Go ahead and let me know down below. And let me know who else you would like to see return. And dang it, I didn't record that segment for a clip. I'm fudged up. Okay, so now we will be starting our little segment of James Gunn. I feel like James Gunn has said, hey, this is the summer of Superman, and it has turned into the summer of James Gunn. He just keeps yapping, spat in his mouth. To be fair, people ask him the questions, but instead of redirecting it to ask questions about Superman, he just goes on. It's getting kind of annoying. But anyways, let's see. James Gunn addresses the pressure on Superman to launch the DC universe. Superman movie director James Gunn gets brutally honest about the pressure being placed on his DC Studios movie. Following the conclusion of the DCEU timeline, DC Studios has been working actively on their new studio franchise, which will introduce a new era through Gunn and Peter Safran's superhero reboot. But with Superman being the first major DC Studios film, there's been a lot of debate, both in the industry and among fans, about how crucial it is for the movie to succeed, as it will serve for the foundation of the DCU. Really, I just go. That's their business because that's not the truth for me. My truth is this is the first movie out of DC Studios. Other people may say it's got to be a home run, nothing else. I'm like, no, I'd be very happy with a double. Fucking Iron Man wasn't the end all be all. It wasn't Avatar. We are doing something that's a piece of the puzzle. It's not the puzzle itself. We have Peacemaker, we have Supergirl. It's what we want to do. Wait, and what we want to do is make a movie that people love. They feel connected to the characters. This is just one movie. It's not everything. I hate when there's a fucking article and it goes on about all the problems and blah, 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 blah. And that means even more pressure on James Gunn's Superman. I'm like, guys, I'm not responsible for all that. I'm responsible for my piece of the pie. I've got to make my budget back. I'll be very happy with that. Okay, so well, when your budget's $400 million, you got to make over $1 billion to be profitable, bro. And also, how can you sit there and say, you're not responsible for all that. I mean, I guess in the instance of specifically Superman, yeah, sure, you're just responsible for Superman, but this is also the president of the company. So you are responsible for all of it. I guess co-president Peter Safran, but his name is never even mentioned anywhere. It's very rarely mentioned. I saw them at CinemaCon together, but like really that's it. All he just says is like, "Oh yeah, Peter's a cool guy." Like he doesn't say anything. So I personally disagree with I'm not responsible for all that part of the quote. Like, no, dude, you're the co-president of the entire studio. Like, it's on you, no matter what you are or not directing, to make sure that stuff doesn't get so messed up that you then have to cancel the entire world like the last time. So, to be fair, he wasn't involved last time. He only made one movie last time. I didn't like the movie at all, but it is what it is. So that's the first little part of this segment of James Gunn. Again, I don't agree with those statements. I'm not responsible for all that. You were literally that's like the current president being like, "Oh, I'm not responsible for everything that's going on." Like, you kind of are, dude. And as the superpower of the fucking world, you got to get this shit in check. So for James Gunn, you are the superpower of the DC world. You got to keep everything in check. And if you're going to sit there and say, "Oh, we're not going to start a movie until the script is 100% locked and good and finished," then you can't say that you're not responsible for everything else. Like, yeah, you are. So, with that, let me know what you think about that down below as we move on to the second topic of James Gunn slash DC today. It looks like his stance on the Batman is changing. For so long, he said, nope, there will be two Batmen. One will be Matt Reeves' Elseworlds, one will be mine for Batman Brave and the Bold. Robert Pattinson's not part of the DCU or the DCU. He's part of the Elseworlds, DC Elseworlds. He's not happening. He's not coming. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, well, now he's changing to I would never say zero. James Gunn keeps the door open for Robert Pattinson to join the DCU, which I, among many others, have been saying that's what's going to happen. I don't want it to be, but the chances of it are pretty high. Let's read the article. The chances of seeing Robert Pattinson play the DC Universe's Batman are still alive after a new update. There's been a lot of rumors about who will play DCU's Batman, ranging from names like the boy star Jensen Ackles to 1923's Brendan Skelnar and even Robert Pattinson. The latter is expected to remain separate from the DC's Chapter 1, starring in the director Matt Reeves' planned Batman trilogy. Yeah, it's been 4 years for a second movie. They don't even have a script. To think we're going to get a trilogy out of that's hilarious. However, it seems like there's still a chance that both franchises can merge. Speak with the Rolling Stone, James Gunn kept the door open for Robert Pattinson to join DCU, although it is unlikely. According to James Gunn, the chances of Batman leading the Brave and the Bold or Pattinson leading the Batman's Brave and the Bold for the DCU are higher than zero, saying you just never know. Yes, you do. You're the president of the company, bro. You know. However, that does not mean the director is teasing it will definitely come to pass. As James Gunn claims, it's not likely at all. What is known for sure is that while the Batman 2 script is taking a long time, the movie's not canceled. Check out the full interview below. I would never say zero. But what the fuck? What the hell is this shit, bro? Fuck you, Microsoft. Get out of here, bro. What? That was some bullshit. Okay, let's get back to it. I didn't even click on anything, dude. I would never say zero because you just never know. It's because, but it's not likely. It's not likely at all. I'll also say the Batman Part 2 is not canceled. That's the other thing I hear all the time. The Batman Part 2 is canceled. It's not canceled. We don't have a script. Matt's slow. Let him take his time. Let him do what he's doing. God, people are mean. Let him do his thing, man. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. You're sticking up for your guy. But at the same time, it did not take this long to get a script from to be fair, I don't think he was the writer, but between Dawn of the Planet of the Apes and War for the Planet of the Apes, it did not take this long to get a script locked. What I have been saying the entire time is that I just lost my train of thought. Okay, either way, what I've been saying and what I think is that Batman will be in the Superman post credit scene. I don't know if it'll be Pattinson or if it won't be, but I do think they know what's happening and they're just waiting until after Superman to officially announce it. Um, he's taking a long time and people don't like waiting. I think they know that. So with this, I just don't know, man. Some of this stuff is so sketchy. I'm really upset right now because I had a good train of thought and I completely lost the whole thing, went off the rails. But with the Batman, I think even Robert Pattinson himself has said he would love to, and James Gunn, as I said, the DC Elseworlds is still part of DC Studios. He's the president of the whole thing. He could easily say, "Hey, like, let's get this done," or "I'm going to cancel it." And he just maybe Matt Reeves does have something going on, and it's taken a little bit longer than even Matt Reeves anticipated. But supposedly they're supposed to have a script in by the last holiday that we had. What was that, Memorial Day? And they didn't, and they're still waiting. And oh, that's where I was going to go with this. One thing I do not understand is that everybody from the cast of Superman and Lois has said we, excuse me, we got canceled because James Gunn didn't want there to be, oh my god, hiccups, didn't want there to be confusion on the screen with multiple Supermen. So you're gonna tell me he thought people would get confused of a TV Superman versus a big screen movie theater Superman? Yet he plans on simultaneously having two different worlds of two different Batmen all on the big screen, not on the small screen and the big screen, but all on the big screen. And he doesn't think people are going to get confused by that. One, people won't get confused. And if they are, it's very easy to explain. This takes place in this universe. This takes place in this universe. They had two different stories they wanted to tell at the same time, so they told it. It's not that difficult. But to sit there and say, oh, there's going to be confusion to Superman. That's either your ego going way too high with Superman and thinking that your Superman is the end all be all, and that people would be confused. It's just that like that's just not true. So I think that he doesn't want two Batman, two separate ones. He wants to figure out whether or not Pattinson's going to fit in this universe or if they need to just cancel the Pattinson universe. And also, let me check this out real quick too, because I'm pretty sure when they were originally filming the Batman, there was behind the scenes photos of people dressed up as Superman and Wonder Woman that was cut from the film. So let me look this up real quick. The Batman Superman dress up behind scenes. Let me see if I could get this real quick. No, this is all just Superman stuff. Okay. The Batman 2022, Superman, Wonder Woman, BTS. Dang it, I can't find it. Okay, if I find it, I will tie it into another article because I'm sure more are gonna come out. But I remember there was one of the Batman where they were like walking up the stairs and it was Superman and or not, it wasn't Superman and Wonder Woman, but it's people dressed as Superman and Wonder Woman, and it was cut from the movie. Um, but either way, let me know, what do you think down below. James Gunn has gone from saying it'll never happen to I would never say zero. I think we might. I don't think I have this article up, but there was another one where he said he's working. They asked him about Batman Brave and the Bold, and he said he's working with the writer, but did not say who the writer is. I'm going to be honest. I think that writer is Matt Reeves. I think they're trying to work the Batman universe into the Batman Brave and the Bold and have that all be encompassed to the DCU. Pattinson's old enough to where for the Brave and the Bold story, he could have a child that he didn't know about, even though he's only about 2 years into being Batman. Um, in the Batman, he still had training to become Batman, and so in that time, he could have hooked up with Talia al Ghul with the League of Shadows when he's in the League of Shadows and everything like that, or League of Assassins, I think is what it is from the comics, and that's those two different ones. But I think that's what they're trying to do, and I think that's why James Gunn's saying, "Hey, let him do his thing," because James Gunn is also trying to do his own thing with that guy to make sure there's still a middle ground, to make sure that hey, we can get your Batman into our world, but still keep it in your vision. But Matt Reeves wants to be grounded with his Batman, kind of like how Christopher Nolan's was. But I'm starting to believe that he will shy away from that mentality, and that's because of this article coming up right here. DC Studios horror movie Clayface to star Tom Rice Harris. Okay, so I'm not too sure who this is. This actor, he looks kind of familiar, but I don't know who he is. The film hails from Speak No Evil filmmaker James Watkins. Okay, so that looked like a good movie. I never saw it, but it did look like a good movie. Let's read this article. DC Studios has found the actor to help mold Clayface. The actor, okay, will star as the Batman villain known for his ability to shapeshift. Also, Clayface was in Creature Commandos, and if this is the same DCU, so I'm just thinking that they're going to be having that Clayface be the one that this movie is about, and they will go in that fantastical route of Clayface versus the one where he like cuts off people's faces and wears them. Um, okay, so then talked about the casting. Prolific horror filmmaker Mike Flanagan wrote the script for Clayface, which has had a release date of September 11, 2026. It is expected to film later this year. The Batman director Matt Reeves will produce along with Lynn Harris, Gunn, and Safran. Okay, the Batman director will produce the Clayface movie. Why is he producing all these other projects and not working on his own Batman movie that's been greenlit since 2022? That makes no sense to me. And also, again, as I just said, Clayface was in the Creature Commando show, and he was the actual like fantastical Clayface, not the reality based Clayface. So with Matt Reeves producing, something tells me he's gonna get used to this fantastical world, and then find a way to put his Batman into this world, and then we'll get Robert Pattinson Batman into the DCU. I think that's what's gonna happen. I'm being honest with you. I think that's what's gonna happen. I think James Gunn's full of shit when he says that they want multiple Batman. I don't think so. You can't say you're confused about two Supermen and then have two Batmen. It just doesn't make any sense. So with that, let me know what you think down below about the Clayface movie. The filmmaker is in, the writer is in, the script is, I think, locked, and the lead actor is in. So it should be coming out next year around September. I don't think so. I would assume it's going to get pushed to maybe March of 2027, especially they start filming later this year. But it's a low budget movie, so they might be able to get through it pretty quick. And low budget movies usually mean not very many effects. So maybe it will come out next September. Who knows? But I think that just further proves with Batman or with Matt Reeves producing this movie, still not working on frickin' the Batman, or maybe he is working on it at the same time, but still with him not putting 110% into the Batman Part 2 and with producing this movie, I think it just further shows. I'm trying to read between the lines here. I think it just further shows that he will be a part of the DCU. Next article, and this one will kind of end our little DC segment. Rachel Brosnahan says actors should stand by their bad superhero movies. Is she giving us a hint as to how Superman's going to be? The Superman star pushes back on actors who try to distance themselves from failed projects. Do it or don't do it, and then stand by it. We'll see how this changes if her superhero movies are bad. But I also don't agree, or I don't disagree with her. Rachel Brosnahan has a message for actors who star in and who star in failed and embarrassing superhero movies. Own your shit. The actress who plays Lois Lane in James Gunn's upcoming Superman got on the subject of the actors dissing their superhero projects during a recent interview magazine chat with Amanda Seyfried. The exchange started with Seyfried saying about superhero movies, "That's the thing about these movies. You can feel when people are doing it with passion and grace and curiosity." To which Brosnan replied, "I don't know why people say yes to a project only to then turn around and complain about it. Look, I don't want to shit on other actors, but there was a minute where it was cool to not like superhero movies and to look back on projects like this and poo-poo them. Do it or don't do it and then stand by it." It's a sentiment that directors like Gunn and studio executives like Gunn would certainly agree with. You made this movie too. It's a team effort. Don't take the paycheck and then diss the film. Yeah, well, sometimes that's all people care about. On the other hand, actors have the right to their own opinions about their work, and sometimes what you sign up for isn't what you end up making. Also, I would say with that, I think a lot of them, it isn't necessarily them dissing it. It's, hey, we had this idea, and when it came to the film, that idea just didn't translate, which is why that movie kind of went to shit. I think that's what more actors and producers and directors are. I think that's like the angle that they're coming from, is that they still loved making the project. It's just when the project was made, it wasn't what was originally thought of or written, and it just didn't translate well. But I mean, yeah. Madam Web co-star Sydney Sweeney joked while hosting. Oh yeah, well yeah, Madam Web, that's a different one. Hold on, I skipped some of this. On right to their own opinion, that's certainly the case made by Dakota Johnson about her 2024 Sony flop Madam Web, saying, "I had never done anything like it before. I will probably never do anything like it again because I don't make sense in that world, and I know that now. But sometimes in this industry, you sign on to something, it's one thing, and then while you're making it, it becomes a completely different thing, and you're like, wait, what? That's exactly what I just said." But it was a real learning experience, and of course, it's not nice to be a part of something that's ripped to shreds, but I can't say I don't understand that. Yeah, that's basically exactly what I just said. And also, um, I will look this up. They had said, both Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney, who we'll get to next in the article, had said that they were told they would be joining the MCU, and they said that Sony lied, but I don't think Sony actually did lie, and I'll get into that in a minute. Madam Web co-star Sydney Sweeney joked while hosting Saturday Night Live, "You may have seen me in Anyone But You or Euphoria. You definitely did not see me in Madam Web." Christian Bale criticized no, not his Christopher Nolan trilogy, but his experience making 2022's Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a definition of monotony about acting against the green screen in film. You've got good people. You've got other actors who are far more experienced than me. Can you differentiate one from the next day? No, absolutely not. You have no idea what to do. I couldn't even differentiate on stage from the next. They kept saying, "You're on stage 3." Well, it's like, which one's that? The blue one. They're like, "Yeah, but you're on stage 7." Excuse me. Which one is that one? The blue one. I was like, "Oh, where?" So, yeah. With that, everybody's got a bad day in the office. Christian Bale was the best thing about Thor: Love and Thunder. So I mean, good for him for not knowing what to do or where to go, or not liking the atmosphere and still just killing it as an actor. He was the best part of that movie. But anyways, let me know. Oh yeah, so with Rachel Brosnahan, she's just saying like, hey, whether it's good or not, stand by it. I'd say let's see how she feels if her superhero movies fail. But that could also just be her having complete faith in the Superman movie. She sounds like a really good girlfriend that tells you, hey man, I don't agree with anything you're saying, but I stand by you, so I'm going to support you either way. That's what she's coming across as when it comes to the Superman movie for me. And with that too, I also said I was gonna do this, the Madam Web thing. Okay, so let's check this out. The Madam Web popcorn buckets. They let's see, hold on. Can I enlarge this? So the actors were told they were going to originally be joining the MCU, and I think that was Sony's every intention because look at this. This is Drax right here. These are popcorn buckets that were discontinued, by the way. There's Drax right here. What else was there? There's a couple other ones. Um, there's Drax, and then Stark Industries, underpaid worker scandal. So there were connections to the MCU, but it ended up not happening. So either Kevin Feige told them to pull the plug, or Sony pulled the plug themselves. So when they originally signed those actors, of like, hey, we're in the MCU, or they told the actors that they were going to be in the MCU and then they weren't. I think they had every intention of having them in the MCU and having Madam Web connect to the MCU. So I don't think Sony was actually lying at that point. It just changed from the strikes. It changed from, or was it strikes going on? It changed from different writers, whatever it was. So with that, I mean, that's where I'm going to kind of give some grace to the studio. I think they had every intention of connecting it to the MCU. It just didn't pan out that way. And then what they got was shit. So that's why the actors turned on it. But anyways, that's it for that little segment. Go ahead, let me know what you think about that down below. Let me know what you think of Rachel Brosnan's comments. I like them. I just think her mindset might change if she has a bad superhero movie. So I guess we will find out come July 11th. Okay, moving on now. Jake Gyllenhaal to lead the new heart-pounding political thriller produced by none other than the Batman director. Oh my gosh. So here this guy is just producing projects left and right and yada yada yada. And somehow we can't get a script in almost 4 years for a goddamn Batman Part 2. Come on, bro. All right. Anyways, fresh off a Golden Globe nomination for Presumed Innocent, Jake Gyllenhaal has set his sights on his next project. The acclaimed actor, oh my gosh, is set to lead an upcoming thriller about a heart surgeon performing an operation in DC who is unknowingly led into a criminal plot only he can stop in order to save the nation. For those who enjoyed Carry On and Olympus Has Fallen, this might be right up their alley. My mustache makes me so itchy when I talk. The Deadline reports that Jake Gyllenhaal is in talks to lead and produce Code Black, a political thriller. Okay. In Code Black, the country's top heart surgeon is flown to DC to perform a high stakes operation, finding himself led into a trap where his Guile, how the fuck do you say that word? Guile and genius become the only way to stop a plot that threatens both his family and the nation. The producing team behind Code Black features some heavy hitters as the buzzy project attracts some Hollywood major talent. Gyllenhaal and Josh McLaughlin will produce for 9 stories, while Scott Glassgold, Tarot, is set as producer for 1201 films. Meanwhile, the Batman director, Matt Reeves, is in talks to produce alongside Lynn Harris for 6 in Idaho. Reeves is still set to direct the Batman Part 2, which he's also producing the upcoming film Clayface, which he is currently looking for actors for the titular role. Hold on, buddy. What's up? Oh, you got a scooter? That's awesome. Hot wheel scooter? Yep, his tires. Okay. Hold on. Can you talk to me about it a little bit later? I don't think your parents want you on camera. Yeah. 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 How about this? Let me do this for a little bit and then I'll ride with you, okay? Okay. But I love you, buddy, but I need you to get up. And you smell. Yeah. I smell in the morning too. It's okay. Yep, it is a scooter. Good job. Good words. I like it. No, no, that no, no. Okay. Well, I'm gonna get back to this. Okay, buddy. Can out, please. Or you can stay here, but you just gotta not like yell or something. Okay. I just said don't do that. Yeah. Okay, so next up, so that's that with sorry about that. That's that with Jake Gyllenhaal and his new movie produced by the Batman. I had that in there because apparently Matt Reeves can just be a part of absolutely anything but fucking the Batman Part 2. So butt fucking. Wow, that sounded way bad. Pause. Big pause. Come on, Matt Reeves. Quit butt fucking and actually get to Batman Part 2. Just kidding. Okay, let me know what you think about that down below. Are you interested in this new Jake Gyllenhaal thriller? I like thrillers. I like political movies, so I think it'll be a good time. Okay. Next up, we got some Top Gun news. Top Gun's 3 script is a go as director teases the ambitious story for the Tom Cruise sequel. Sequel, yeah. Top Gun 3 gets an exciting new update from returning director Joseph Kosinski, who addresses the script status as hey, hey, buddy, I can't be having you being super loud. I'm trying to do this right now, but I'm trying to make something out of this. Okay, hold on, guys. I will be back in just a second. Top Gun 3 gets an exciting new update from returning director Joseph Kosinski, who addressed the script status and the story ideas that are in place. Is this on the right one? Yeah. Coming 36 years after the original Top Gun in 2022's Maverick, featuring Tom Cruise as the titular fighter pilot, this time to train this time to train a new batch of recruits for a dangerous mission. The film was a major hit critically and commercially. Top Gun 3 was subsequently confirmed to be in development, with Kaczynski returning, and Cruise expected to reprise the role of Maverick for a third outing. In a recent interview with Screen Rant's asked Krosnan for the F1 movie, which hits theaters on June 27th, Krasinski reveals that Top Gun 3 is still in the script stage with screenwriter uh, Ehren Kruger currently working hard. While Kaczynski doesn't reveal any specifics about for what's to come for Maverick or any other potential returning pilots, he does tease that a new story is a big idea. Check out his comment below. Ehren Kruger is writing the script as we speak. It's a big idea that I spent almost a year developing, working with some friends at the Navy and Lockheed. And yeah, Aaron's into it now, so we'll see how it comes along. Okay, Lockheed, aren't they like a UFO type thing? So is Top Gun Maverick, or is Maverick from Top Gun going to take on aliens next? Touching on why he's returning to the franchise once more after Maverick felt like such a perfect final note for the franchise, Kaczynski stresses that what they have planned is so ambitious that he couldn't stay away. It was about coming up with an idea that, again, felt like a new challenge, something that opens up the story in a way you just can't let go. And I think the idea is so ambitious, and that's what's exciting to me. So this seems to be reminiscent of what Christopher McQuarrie said when he was doing interviews for Mission Impossible 8, talking about the story in Top Gun 3 and that the story just came very easy to him. So this sounds cool. I mean, there's nothing much you could say. I hope it's not one of those things where it's like the Batman, where 4, 5, 6, 10 years down the line, they're like, oh, so how's the script coming for Top Gun 3? And they're like, oh, like script's good, it's getting worked on. I don't want one of those. If you're nowhere near it, say it's not happening and then just surprise us with it. That's my recommendation, because this shit can get annoying. Okay, hold on, let me do this real quick. Okay, come on now. Okay. So I don't really care about what Screen has to say about that, but what do you guys think? I care about what you guys think. What do you think about Top Gun 3 and its ambitious story? Sorry, I lost my train of thought there. Next up, Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping adds 2 award-winning actors to its star-studded prequel. So this cast is stacked. I guarantee most of this budget is going to this cast. This is crazy. Glenn Close and Billy Porter have joined the star-studded cast of Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping. The upcoming film adaptation of Suzanne Collins' best-selling novel of the same name. The ensemble is growing at a rapid rate as the prequel continues to introduce more characters from the page to the screen. There are now 2 more in the mix. Glenn Close will play Drusilla Sickle and the cruel escort to the District 12 tributes, while Porter stars as Mango Stift, her estranged husband, and the tributes uninspired designer. Oh, okay, cool. So they're going to be like the not Seneca. Oh man, what's the guy's name? Lenny Kravitz's name in the movie. Was it Seneca Crane? I forget his name. Who's Billy Porter though? I don't know him right off the bat. Okay. Well, it's not going to give me the. Why would you send a link to the guy's name if you're not even going to show me what it looks like? All right, let's see what it looks like. Oh, this guy wasn't he just in? She's he. The, okay. There's in that the Cinderella one for Prime. Yeah. Okay. He played the fairy godmother or whatever. Uh, Interesting that he's going to be the husband to Glenn Close. Hopefully, he's a good actor. I haven't seen him in anything. Oh, there's a spoiler for the next article. I haven't seen him in anything, but hopefully he's a good actor enough to play a husband because it does not look like it. No offense. Though her storied acting career is okay, so I don't care about their past of what they've been in. Everybody knows Glenn Close, and that was Billy Porter. So I am excited for it. I think he also fits a good costume designer stylized person, I guess you could say. So I'm actually looking forward to that, and I can't wait for this movie. I don't want to read the book because I don't like comparing the book to the movies. I have the book. They gave us free copies at CinemaCon when they announced it. But I don't know. I don't like reading the books because then I always compare it to the movies. I actually liked the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, but I feel like if I had read the book, I would not have liked it as much. So with that, let me know, what do you think about Glenn Close and Billy Porter joining the Hunger Games prequel? Are you excited for it again? In a way, I am and I am not. We know where Haymitch's story ends, so we know he survives. So I guess I'm more interested in seeing how he becomes like the alcoholic. Like obviously it's from winning the games and the traumatic experience from that, but like I want to see more of like his shift from like, was he a very optimistic person growing up as a child, and then he went to the games and then became kind of pessimistic and then became the alcoholic and everything like that until Katniss and Peeta came along. I want to see more of that than just, hey, here's Haymitch and here's the games and here he wins. I really hope that's not the case. So, but I'm sure if I read the book, I would obviously find out my answer. I just don't want to. So again, with that, let me know what you think down below about the new Hunger Games casting. This cast is stacked. Again, if you haven't seen it, look it up. There's so many people in there. And with that, moving on to the one that I spoiled a minute ago, Harold and Kumar film from Cobra Kai creators in the works. Okay, so Hertz and Schlossberg will direct a script written with Held. Okay. So John Hurwitz, Hayden Schlossberg, and Josh Held are the creators of Netflix Karate Kid sequel, Cobra Kai. They are developing a new Harold and Kumar film for Lionsgate Mandate Pictures. Deadline has confirmed. So with that, I feel like we got to give fairness to YouTube because it was YouTube. What was the YouTube Red or whatever that they had when they were trying to get their own streaming service going? They actually are the ones that started Cobra Kai or greenlit it for these guys, and then Netflix bought it, I think, after season 2. So got to give credit where credit's due. It's like freaking Disney trying to take credit for the Clone Wars when freaking what was it? Cartoon Network had all 6 seasons, and then Disney only brought season 7 because the fans were going nuts. But anyways, the creators of Cobra Kai are going to be doing a Harold and Kumar 4. I think I'm actually pretty excited for it, especially if they take the vein of the first 2 seasons of Cobra Kai. I think those are the funniest ones. So I would love to see that get implemented into a hard R. Cobra Kai is kind of like a little like soft rated R for TV, but a hard R and Harold and Kumar with these guys, I think would be really funny. The only people that I think can maybe do that job as well are Phil Lord and Chris Miller, but they're busy with their own thing right now. So with that, go ahead and let me know down below what you think. Are you excited for Harold and Kumar 4? Did you like Cobra Kai? Did you not like Cobra Kai? And does that make you not excited for Harold and Kumar 4? Do you care? Harold and Kumar 3D was okay. It definitely wasn't like the best one, but it still is a movie that I watch every Christmas, or every like Christmas season, just because I like watching Christmas movies. So I'll throw it on for a good laugh. with all that, let me know your thoughts in the comments. And for our last article today, two huge characters just joined Dune 3's Atreides family. Dune Part 3 adds two major Atreides characters to its cast. After the success of Dune and Dune Part 2, Denis Villeneuve is writing and directing a third movie, which is based on Frank Herbert's novel Dune Messiah. Dune Part 3's cast is expected to see Timothée Chalamet, Zendaya, Florence Pugh reprising their respective roles of Paul Atreides, Chani, and Princess Irulan. Robert Pattinson has reportedly been in talks to play a new character as well. Oh, so he's out here doing Dune 3 and not Batman Part 2. Shocker. Now, Noka Wolf Moma and Ida Brooke have been cast as Leto 2 and Ganima, who are the twin children of Paul and Chani. So they are having Paul and Chani's kids in this movie. And I did not expect that. This is Momoa's first movie role and will give him the opportunity to work on the same project as his father, Jason. Oh, okay, so it is Jason Momoa's kid. That's cool. So with that too, I'm sorry, I'm trying to think of everything kind of all at once right now. This one, that's what I was going to point to. Anya Taylor-Joy's character had a cameo in the second one, and she can like see the future. So I think the role of their kids is going to be her seeing them in the future, or maybe they're, I've never read the Dune, so I have no idea. Or maybe that they have time traveling aspects to it where the kids will come back in. Maybe Paul goes nuts and then they're like, yo, you got to get your shit in line. Otherwise, we're not going to be born. Something like that. I don't know. That seems kind of cool. So I genuinely don't know what to expect. That's exciting though. I always like the kind of the twin stories, like the Star Wars type stuff. I wish they had done another set of twins in the sequels and gone through that. But yeah, with that, let me know, what do you think about these characters? Do they have pictures of those actors here? Okay, they do not. Let me just look them up real quick so we can actually get a look for how they will fit in with the family of, or as the children of Zendaya and Chalamet. Where did it go? Okay. Let's go ahead and look him up. Oh. Okay, well, not there. What the heck? How many names this guy's got? Well, from here to here, he looks like a completely different person. But okay, here, this is the Deadline article. They actually have a picture of these two. So I think, yeah, they do look like a good mixture of what would be, especially the girl, Ida Brooke, especially her. She looks just like a mini Zendaya. And then he looks like a twink, like what's his name, Timothée Chalamet. So he fits. And then, but he kind of has that similarity to Zendaya too. So I'm down for this casting. This casting looks good. So hopefully they're pretty solid actors and add more to the movie. And I'm excited for Dune Messiah. I liked both Dune movies. They're a little slow for me. I was expecting Dune 2 to be more of like the war, but it sounds like it might be Messiah. They might be putting in that war part of the book into Dune Messiah. But again, I've never read any of the Dune movies, so I have no idea. But with that, let me know, what do you think about this? They should start filming, I think, near the end of the year. I think December, maybe January is when they're going to start filming. And are you excited for this addition to the cast? I am, and I can't wait to see who else they add. So with that, that'll be it for today's show today, guys. Let's see if there's any breaking news while I'm here. Let's see if there's anything else. There wasn't anything before I looked. Nothing too crazy, but let's see. Um, Harold and Kumar, Aaron Pierre. Okay, so that's a rumor. I guess we could talk about that. Maybe, yeah. Okay, so we can talk about this real quick. Aaron Pierre is being considered for the role of James Bond in the next 007 movie. This is the guy that's going to be playing John Stewart in the Green Lantern movies. It looks like he could fit the part. He's young enough to be able to do it for a long time, which is usually what they're going for. Again, I personally, unless this guy's got an accent, I personally would rather have Aaron Taylor Johnson. But at the same time, I could see him being a cool action star. He was in that one Netflix movie that I did not watch. But I mean, if he's good with action, he's good with guns, he'll fit 007 well. So hopefully people don't attack him for a rumor and start going all racist on it, unless it specifically says in the Ian Fleming novels that James I almost said James Gunn, that James Bond is a white dude. Who cares who plays him? As long as they're good and right for the role, I think he could fit the role. But again, I haven't seen him in enough. But that doesn't change the fact that I would rather have Aaron Taylor Johnson. I think after his L's, he needs a W, and James Bond could be that W. And other than that, nothing else. A trailer was released for Jeremy Allen White's Bruce Springsteen movie, so I guess we could watch that. All right, what's it called? Deliver Me from Nowhere trailer. Let's go ahead and react to this trailer. I saw, I think, like 6 minutes of this at CinemaCon, and it looked good. I am not a big Bruce Springsteen fan, so I honestly couldn't tell you if it looks good or not. I think the movie looks good, yeah, but I couldn't tell you if it looks like he does a good job as Bruce Springsteen, if I like the songs or not. Like I couldn't name you one Bruce Springsteen song just because I don't listen to him. I know ones. I know Born in the USA. I know that one because I was just in the movie Air that I just watched. But anyways, okay, I'm gonna stop yapping. Let's watch this trailer.
It's a 305 V8.
Never owned a new car before.
It's awfully fitting for a handsome devil rock star. I do know who you are.
Well, that makes one of us.
Hey, boss, can you do a mic check?
How's that sound?
Looks about right.
Don't need to be perfect.
Paul
I want
Walter
it to feel
Hauser.
like I'm in the room by myself.
That falls in everything.
Yeah.
Let's try one.
Here's what I want you to understand. This is not about either one of us.
Oh, okay.
This is not about the charts.
There's a lot of people in this movie, and
This is about Bruce Springsteen.
I think that one guy was just in Complete Unknown.
And these are the songs that he wants to work on right now.
I saw her standing on the front lawn, just a twirling her baton.
I'm gonna tell you a little story. When Bruce was little, he had a hole in the floor of his bedroom.
Me and her for
Oh, that's the
The
guy
floor
from
that's
Snatch.
supposed to be solid, that
ten
you're supposed to be able to stand on.
people
Bruce, he didn't have that.
from the dead, like in the breath
Bruce is a repairman.
with a sawed-off
And what he's doing with this album
on my way
is he's repairing that hole in his floor.
to the bed.
He's repairing that hole in himself. And once he's done that, he's gonna repair the entire world.
Trying to find some real in all the noise.
You always do.
All right, cool. Well, I mean, that movie looks good for sure. I don't know any Bruce Springsteen movies, so I no comments on it, but it looks good. Jeremy Allen White is a good actor, so I'm looking forward to it. The whole cast actually is really good actors. So with that, that is today's show, guys. Please be sure to let me know what you did like or did not like about today's show. Let me know what was your favorite article, everything like that. Big Superman segment that I had, or not Superman, but James Gunn talking, yapping more than I do. And so I'm sure there will be more tomorrow. There's going to be so much of this leading up to Superman and maybe even thereafter a little bit. But with that, go ahead and again, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.